C'est toujours la même chose entre ma soeur et ma grand-mère. À tous les dîners, ciseaux. Anna, tu voulais pas nous dire un petit mot?
Invincibles. This had beautiful cinematography. I really like what the filmmakers did through, the majority of this film. It was one set. It was one place. And the way that they handled this, their camera angles, the way that they sorted it through editing, it kept a pace to it for it only being a big chunk of the film to be one location. So I thought that that was really, really smart. The story was interesting. Yeah. One of the things that I wish there weren't so many of the fade outs and then coming back in on the picture, because for me it just made it feel like it was not one cohesive film. I felt like I was watching a bunch of different scenes with the same people. I wish there was another way that maybe they could have done that to help keep the flow. But the music was also gorgeous in this. So yeah.
I really liked Invincibles. I really liked. I think the acting was one thing I wanted to shout out. All of the performers did great. I think to make us feel that grief and that weight from each and every one of them, like without overacting, is impressive and admirable. And y'all nailed it. And takes talent and skill, and y'all nailed it. I think I wanted to shout out also the directing, like specifically like this film felt like a masterclass in like subtext and like how to do subtext like well, like okay, the characters are talking about one thing but they mean something else, and like the way how like everything is staged and the feeling, the tone is very like deeper than what's on the surface without it being like this is what's deeper, you know what I mean? All of that extremely well executed. And then the cinematography, the lighting, um, I thought it was just very aesthetically uh pleasing, like well lit in ways that like okay, it's motivated but also looks good, you know. So overall, all the elements came together really well. So great job.
This film started out so happy, and it was kind of a slow build to the drama, because it just built so happy where this girl was meeting with her grandma and her friends, and it was just so incredibly happy until Liam started coughing. And at first you think it's just a cough, but then he continues to cough more and more, where you know, okay, he didn't just swallow something down the wrong tube. It's just more and more where you know she's not going on this trip she planned. It's something that's fatal, and all her dreams are going to go down, and she's just going to be left with the memories. They're not as invincible as they really thought they were. And young kids always think they're invincible. These kids where they can travel the world and make all these plans, and then life happens. It's sad. And this film did it very well. It built up the drama. It built up these characters where you started really caring for these characters, to the point where when Liam gets sick, your first reaction is no, not him. Because you actually do care about these characters by the time it happens. It's a short film, but you do care for them by the time you see him start coughing. You don't want him to die. You understand what's going to happen, but you don't want it to happen. It's a really well orchestrated story.
In the short film Invisible, we get to have a dinner party, but it's not something that we would typically expect. Turns out everyone at the dinner party is ghosts of our main characters' past. They have all lived and they have all gone and crossed over the bridge. She's begging them not to go. She's having this sense of grief that she just can't disconnect and move on. And as the story gets deeper, we find that not only is her beloved among the mix, but these dreams that they had built together, she has an opportunity to carry it on and move forward and do these things that they've always dreamed of doing, but she's having a hard time because she doesn't want to do it alone. She doesn't want to let him go. And I think that's something that we often feel when we are grieving. These moments that she gets to have with each and every person. There's an underlying secret hidden emotion between the characters, drawing you in, wondering what is being unsaid. And that often goes with grief in itself, because we often don't get to say the things that we want to say in an untimely demise. And so here we have this opportunity where there are these slight moments of conversations that have you reading in between the lines almost, and you feel for our character as if we don't necessarily want the story to end, because we know once it does, that's when the real healing and this grieving process continues.